Hello and welcome back to Scout Report on Eurofootball Daily, where today we're looking at 5 players who've underperformed so far at this summer's World Cup. Number 5, Timo Werner. The curse of the holders struck again as Germany shocked the world of football with a group stage exit for the first time since 1938. When Leroy Sané was left out of Joachim Löw's squad, eyebrows raised, but the pre-tournament reservations about a poor squad selection became reality when key players underperformed. Somewhat unfairly, we're picking on 22-year-old Timo Werner, who had been earmarked as the next German goalscorer to fill in the very large and very vacant boots of Miroslav Klose. Werner's hugely impressive form at RB Leipzig had caught the attention of fans across the globe. 34 strikes in 63 league matches, allied with 7 goals in his first 13 international games, excited German supporters, even making him one of the favourites for the Golden Boot. While Werner averages an outrageous 29 sprints per game in the Bundesliga, he seemed sluggish for Die Mannschaft, taking just 2.3 shots per 90 minutes. That's half of what he averaged in the Europa League this season. His tally of 0 goals and 0 assists seems unforgivable for the forward, but the entire team scored just twice between them, despite sitting in a group with Mexico, Sweden and South Korea. However, Werner is still developing his game and the youngster has only 2 Bundesliga seasons under his belt. He'll continue to grow domestically and internationally. With that in mind, it seems unfair to expect him to perform instantly in a team full of worn-out World Cup winners. Number 4, Bernardo Silva. At just 23 years old, Bernardo Silva has had an impressive introduction to Premier League football, adding an English league title to his trophy cabinet in his debut season. Having made just 15 league starts but contributing 6 goals and 4 assists to Man City's record-breaking league triumph, he was an exciting extra to Ronaldo's cast this summer. The Portugal side entered the tournament on a high, 2 years on from their European success, but 4 games in, the Portuguese stars have headed back to their clubs for pre-season after getting knocked out by Uruguay. After 3 starts, Silva's disappointing form meant he was left on the bench for the knockout phase, and with 0 goals, 0 assists and little to no influence on the ball, it wasn't a shocking decision by Fernando Santos. Silva failed to produce a single shot or even a key pass for his nation. Not only that, but he was wasteful in possession as well, completing just 38 of the 51 passes he attempted in 148 minutes of action. While Silva is normally praised for his passing capabilities and holding onto the ball, his tremendous dip in stock saw him dispossessed 3.3 times per 90 minutes. That's double his average in the Premier League, where you could argue he'd have been fighting against stronger opposition. With Gonzalo Guedes underperforming too and Ronaldo really the only one at the races, Bernardo Silva can't take all the heat for his nation's poor performance. Let's hope that by the next tournament in 2022, when he's at his peak at 27 years old, he can help Portugal to a trophy. Number 3, Robert Lewandowski. Robert Lewandowski and Poland entered the competition riding high after an impressive qualifying campaign that saw them score 28 goals in 10 games, with 16 of those coming from a record-breaking lever. The 29-year-old should have been all the more confident following his phenomenal 49 goals in 54 matches going into the tournament. However, critics of his big game performances have climbed back out of the woodwork as he failed to produce the same quality on the world stage. In 3 games, his tally of 0 goals and 0 assists was uncharacteristic for the striker who scored 29 in the Bundesliga alone last season. His toothless performance over the group stage saw the Pole attempt 9 shots, with only 3 hitting the target and none hitting the net. Following their victory over Japan in the final game, Lewandowski's frustration seemed clear as he criticised his teammates, saying, "I was alone, I did everything I could." But maybe he should be looking closer to home, as it's his 3rd international tournament that has ended in disappointment. The Euros of 2012 and 2016 saw the striker score just 1 goal in each. As critics laid the blame for Bayern's disappointing Champions League run at Lever's Nike boots, the striker was probably hoping for a change of fate in the international arena. But unfortunately, his class at domestic level simply couldn't be replicated, and Poland headed home. Number 2, Sergej Milinkovic-Savic. The 23-year-old Sergej Milinkovic-Savic has gained worldwide media attention for his spectacular displays at Lazio last season, where in 35 games he notched up 12 goals and 4 assists. That kind of output from midfield earned him interest from Juventus, Barcelona and Man United, who are expected to stump up something in the region of €100 million if they want to tempt him out of the Stadio Olimpico. However, his disappointing campaign in Russia could mean that hefty price tag is revisited. With a tricky group consisting of Costa Rica, Switzerland and Brazil, Serbia weren't expected to finish top, but with just one win coming against Costa Rica, they undeniably underperformed. In 270 minutes of World Cup football, Milinkovic-Savic failed to inspire his national side, contributing 0 goals, 0 assists and only attempting 5 shots, the equivalent of 1.6 per 90 minutes. Playing behind the striker as he did against Costa Rica, the Lazio man did display some impressive footwork, but failed to unlock their defence as he might have hoped. However, he did manage to show his versatility against Brazil, not shirking his defensive duties. During Serbia's 2-0 defeat against the 5-time champions, Milinkovic-Savic made 4 tackles and 3 interceptions, but to no real avail. Despite his hard work and best intentions, the Serbians' performance as a whole was underwhelming. In total, he lost his side possession 20 times in 3 games. Impressive really, when on average he's only dispossessed 2.4 times a game at club level. While his cameo appearance on the world stage ended in curtains in the first round, his capabilities on the ball and versatility in midfield were at least displayed to a wider audience than just Italian football fans. Number 1. David de Gea. David de Gea ended his 17-18 season without a Premier League winner's medal, but with the prestigious Golden Glove, after he recorded 18 clean sheets for Mourinho's Manchester United. The 27-year-old made 3.2 saves for every goal conceded, behind a below-par United backline, who relied on the Spaniards' spectacular form to keep them in second. His world-class ability between the sticks only elevated Spain's promise ahead of the World Cup. Yet we witnessed coach Julen Lopetegui ditch La Roja for Los Blancos, the 2010 champions crash out in the round of 16, and De Gea's form plummet. Over the course of the tournament, which lasted just 4 games, De Gea made just 0.3 saves a game compared to the 2.6 he normally manages per 90 minutes. And De Gea leaves Russia with the worst keeping stats of any stopper in 52 years. The Spaniard faced 7 shots on target and only managed to save 1, meaning that 91.6% of shots at him ended in a goal. For context, while wearing a Man United jersey, he concedes just 19% of shots he's tested with. While that drop-off is nothing short of woeful, to blame De Gea alone isn't really fair. A Spanish lineup that included 33 league titles between them failed to pull apart a Russian team in which not one of the starting 11 plays in a top league. Over 1,000 passes in the match and nothing but a premature exit of the World Cup means that the entire squad will take the blame. But De Gea put in the worst individual performance of any keeper since 1966, and for us, that has to earn him an honourable mention. So those were our 5 underperformers from the World Cup, but who should have been in there? Who would you have included? Let us know in the comments below. Now, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to stay right here on Eurofootball Daily and check out Stat Wars, where I take on Chris Hamill in an OG edition. And as ever, make sure you like and subscribe.